Hey, I'm DaleDuo.
And I'm Mr. DaleDuo.
And welcome to the DaleDuo XP, where we share about our relationship and life experience.
And teach you how to gain more life XP.
Are you excited for our next episode?
Episode Doze.
Yay!
You made it through the first episode.
First episode done. Now we're making another one. And,
we just spent 3 hours.
No, that's an exaggeration.
2.5 hours messing with cameras and microphones and lights, only to come back and sit in our same spot.
Yeah, we thought that we might change, to a different spot, but this spot is just better for the vibes and the equipment that I have.
Yeah, all the equipment's here.
What I use to stream, my PC, all that stuff. So, we're back.
We're back. We're DaleDuo and Mr. DaleDuo.
Wait, what? I'm Mr. DaleDuo?
No, But I'm Mr. and she's Dale.
Yeah.
And we're here to tell you about annuity plans.
That is not what we will be talking about today. Actually, today we're going to be talking about Rocket League World Championship.
Rocket League. That's how the EU.
This is Rocket League.
Yeah, that's how the EU announcers say it.
Rocket League.
They hockaloogie in the microphone. This is Rocket League.
Just kidding. EU casters, we love you. You're the best.
No, they kill it. That's how they bring
amazing.
the energy. I mean,
yes.
They are just so pumped that they are spitting on every microphone.
Yes.
And half the crowd. It's awesome.
It's fantastic. So, anyway, guys, if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching episode 1. If you missed episode 1, go back and watch it. You'll get our origin story, why we're doing this podcast. Why we're doing
this video series. Why I follow her around.
This video series that may or may not turn into a podcast, depending on if you watch it. So, today we're going to be talking about Rocket League World Championship. It was here in Fort Worth.
Dickies Arena.
At the Dickies. And this was our 3rd Rocket League LAN.
Yeah.
And
Second World Championship. The very first LAN we ever went to was 2022. Was that the one in Fort Worth? Fort Worth, yeah. But at Dickies. It was 2022. And who won that one?
BDS.
BDS won that one. And so this year
And who won this one?
BDS. Every time it comes to Fort Worth, we get shown up by the EU teams.
And I called it. From the very beginning.
A lot of people guessed it was going to happen, but
I called it from the very beginning.
It was still a lot of fun to watch.
Of course, I wanted G2 to win, because obviously Langle and Merca. But, I had a feeling. Monkey Moon cannot be stopped.
He popped off.
He cannot be stopped.
He's so good.
So, anyways, we had a great experience, and we want to share that with you guys, how we went as a couple 2 years ago. A brand new streamer.
Way different 2 years ago.
Nobody knew who I was. Not a single person. But my husband, and then I brought 2 of my friends with me.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Were they the only, I guess besides KC, they were like, well, Marshall wasn't even a mod at the time.
At that time, Marshall was not a mod. Goose was a mod. Yep. So.
Anyway, first round 2 years ago, we were there just in the crowd, in some random seats towards the middle with everybody else. Didn't know anyone, didn't know any other creators or partners or staff.
Or anybody.
Yeah, we were just there with our buddies, spending a lot of money, just screaming our heads off in the crowd. It was so fun.
I had like 1,500 followers on Twitch.
I'm pretty sure you also averaged like 15 viewers.
Yeah,
it was still pretty low.
Small streamer, relatively. I was a streamer. So
you're just getting started
I was just getting started
in RLCS and in Rocket League. But this year was a different story. Like first day of the LAN event, we go to an Epic Games mixer.
Yeah.
For Epic Games partners, which was really cool because we got to see Arsenal and
people you don't even know the name
Tryhouse and
can we talk about how
and Kaylee
No, we need to talk about how you didn't recognize Arsenal.
You cannot blame me. I haven't seen the dude in a year. He changed a lot.
So, guys, if you don't know who Arsenal is a professional Rocket League player. He's cracked. He's cracked out of his mind.
One of the best.
He's one of our favorite.
One of the coolest guys.
We've always been big Arsenal fans from the very beginning. He's on
super chill,
currently,
very involved.
or I don't know how it is now, but he was on Dignitas. And so, anyway, they didn't qualify for Worlds, but he was at the party, and apparently,
as soon as I walked in, the dude found me, right? And like grabbed my arm. It was like, oh man, them muscles are filling out, bro. Your arm's getting big. And I made some remark about, yeah, that's so I can intimidate everybody when I follow her around, you know. And he kind of laughed. Whatever, we went on, made our rounds, and I was like, I don't know who that guy was.
He comes up to me. He said, "Babe, this dude like came up to me and he was like talking about my muscles.
I've never seen him in my life.
I've never seen this guy." And I was like,
"That guy?
Was it him? Was it?" Because I had seen him. Was it him? And he said, "Yeah, that guy, him." I said, "Babe, that's Arsenal."
And then I looked closely at his face and I was like, oh, it is.
It was dark in there. We got to take one of my very good friends, Justin, also one of my mods, to the party.
Yep.
Shout out to my friends at Epic Games who let me bring him. He was staying with us and really had nowhere else to go, so we brought him along. Thanks,
yeah, it was
Epic
fun.
Games friends.
It was cool.
Vince
showed up. We were told Vince and Kaylee weren't coming.
I didn't know they were coming.
Vince, if you don't know, is the potato guy on TikTok and on Twitch. Like, the potato Rocket League guy is Vince, and he and I are like bros.
They're homies.
Like, we are so every LAN event, we just want to hang out with each other. Like, we just try to find each other because we're the same. And so we were told they weren't coming, and then we're standing there listening to the little live band playing, and across the room, across the bar, I see this lady walk in, and I'm like, she looks familiar. I can't tell who it is. And she's like doing this. She's like, and I'm like, who is that? And I look at who she's pointing at, and it's Vince. And he just goes, hubba! And we took off running and just bear hugged. It was the best because I didn't think he was coming.
We didn't know they were going to be there, so it's a good
awesome.
Surprise.
And Kaylee played it perfect.
We just got to see so many of our amazing friends at the Mixer. It was like the first event that we were able to go to.
And not everybody was even there.
But it was really fun and exciting because it was the first event we were able to go to because he had to work that day. So we didn't get to go to any of the Cloud9 watch parties or like Lasers watch party, that sort of stuff. So we were kind of late to the game coming in to this Mixer, but everybody was there and we had a great time. Musty, reconnected with Musty.
Yeah.
Coco, Kat, everybody, all of our homies were there. And then after that, we went to see, I had a big community of friends come to this LAN.
Yep, they got an Airbnb nearby, so we went and hung with them.
Shout out my homies.
It was so fun.
Frosty, Pudge, Marshall, Kier, Kevin, Rachel.
That was decent for the limited room. Oh! You're learning! We gotta show that to Kier. Anyway. Quack and Quackette eventually came too.
Yes.
They were in that group.
Yes.
If you know our crowd, our mods, you'll recognize those names. But we hung with them for a little while that night. Next day, the LAN event started at Dickie's.
And let me tell you guys, it was not very well communicated to us where we were going to pick up our badges and things like that.
Right.
But this was the first, this was my second LAN to ever be in the quote-unquote VIP lounge or whatever.
Our first Worlds.
Creator lounge at Worlds.
In the Creator lounge.
Because like I said 2 years ago, I was a brand new streamer. Like, nobody knew who I was. All that stuff. So this was a new experience. And so it took us a while to figure out where to go, but we got our badges and they're over on the wall.
Oh.
You'll have to unpin it because it's pinned with Kaylee's pin on the corkboard. Yep.
So they didn't give us a badge that said VIP or creator. It says influencer. And so the first day we got in there with these badges.
Do you feel influenced?
I went to the bathroom. I'm like, I don't stream. I don't do anything. I just know some people. I got this on and people were like,
they're looking at
and I'm
you.
like, yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know either.
Yeah. So anyway, we got our really cool badges. Super fun. Are you going to be able to pin that back? Okay.
Yep. Oh, yeah, we get our badges from a special room that we had to go find. And then we finally get in. We're walking around. We're going to the bathroom,
Yep.
finding our way to, like, I guess we were one of the first creators there because we went to the creator lounge and it was empty. But we had our own concession stands, our
awesome.
own bar, snacks and, like, lunch foods were set out. Candy, chairs, and we were like, whoa, like, this is kind of
it was like
much for us.
the best treatment. Like,
they did a great job. Yeah.
The other LAN that I was at, where I was a creator, and I was also on Elevate's esports team, helping getting content for them, was in Boston, and they had like a VIP section in Boston, but there was not our own like concessions or any of that stuff. So I was not expecting any of this. I kind of heard that 2 years ago it was like this at Worlds.
Well, that we also were told they were going to step it up a little bit because
new ownership through Blast.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That they were stepping up a lot of
But it sounds like they're stepping up Rocket League in general. Like next season there'll be more teams.
Yes.
Which is exciting. Like,
very.
It's gonna make the event longer, hopefully. And the
1v1s.
It'll never go back to the hype of COVID time. It'll never be that big again, but seeing them put a little bit more effort and a little bit more excitement into it's going to be really cool. But yeah, we were really touched and blessed to have that access.
Gosh, I just felt like I did not deserve to be there at all.
It was so cool. And our friends started showing up. We were hanging out with them, and we had a great view of the big screen, and like right down below us, below our seats, were all of the casters and all the big streamers that were doing their watch parties. So we got to see all the goofy stuff they were doing.
Yeah.
We're good friends with some of the casters, so we're,
cheering them
on when they were getting in front of the camera. But it was a lot of fun. Walked around and saw people.
Yes. And so we had a ton of fun that first, and I didn't have an official meet and greet on the first day, but I did just tweet out like, hey, I'll be behind section 229 or something. And I got to see some more of my friends and a bunch of my hometown friends from my hometown that have known me since I was like in grade school were there. And so I was really happy to see them and see some of my fans and greet them and sign things and all of that. But
people bring the weirdest stuff for signatures.
I signed somebody's arm.
Vince signed a mustard bottle.
Mustard.
Yeah, an empty mustard bottle.
Yep, he sure did. Widow and Nito did a after party, which was super fun, and we went, and we were like one of the first people in the door, and
well, because there was a huge line, and Widow came out, and she was like, "This group right here, just come on, bring them in, they're with me."
We ended up
and
in
so
that
we
group.
just went right. We were in that group.
Yeah, and so anyway, we did that, and we played cornhole.
It was hot, but it was fun.
It was so hot and sweaty, but we played cornhole. It was me and Kaylee against Vince and Gilbert, and that was not cool.
It was a long game.
It was a long game back and forth, but me and Kaylee lost.
By like one, literally by one.
Cheated.
Right.
No, but we didn't stay too late there because we wanted to go and see our friends at the Airbnb and hang out with them.
And we had a long drive.
And we had a long drive. So every day we were driving about an hour to the venue.
Yeah.
Because we just decided to stay home. Because we only live an hour away. Why would we spend money for an Airbnb when we live an hour away? And we could just drive and sleep in our own bed, have our own shower.
Yep.
We saved lots of money doing that. So yeah, that was Friday. We hung out with some of our friends at the Airbnb. And then the next day, I had my first official meet and greet.
Yep, with AppCat.
Apparently,
which is a perfect pairing. You two go great together. So, and I just kind of hung out in the corner, holding their stuff or waiting to get pictures, like trying to be out of the way because everybody was just flooding that corner.
Shout out Egbert.
Yep.
Egbert is a legend.
Photos.
Took all of our photos.
Yeah.
He just literally stood there and I gave him my phone.
He just smiled and was just
like,
takes phones.
Yeah, do it.
He was happy to help.
Huge
yeah.
shout out to Egbert.
And all the people that
WVMN.
came through to give us hugs and say,
Yeah.
hey, that was so fun. It was so neat.
It was my first ever meet and greet officially. Shout out Radiant also, and with thanks to Ally as well for doing
Yep.
their booth and reaching out to me and asking me to do the meet and greet. It meant so much to me. Just to have, you know, a brand that supports the female Rocket League streamers and gamers and give us a safe place to meet our fans where we feel comfortable and we can take pictures with them, sign stuff. I really, really appreciated that.
Yeah, that was fun. Yep. Katrina came up after we were done.
Yeah,
and
Katrina's-
did her meet and greet. So
Yeah. Katrina's meet and greet was right after, so I was able to take my community and just pass them around
Yeah,
her. I was
we
like,
all share.
okay, everybody
There
stay
you
for
go.
Katrina. And then I was able to go to the bathroom and get some water. It was really, really fun. And then that night was the night we had planned to do dinner.
Yeah.
So we all went to have dinner at Mexican place.
Yep.
And then we had planned to do karaoke. And so we went to this karaoke bar. But the line was so long.
There's all these people's parents up in there, all these middle-aged folks.
And then they were singing like
And they
multiple
were
songs
screaming
over
and-
and over and over again.
We were like,
So,
okay, we're going to go
anyway.
play pool.
Huge shout out to Darth for helping plan that and
Yeah.
inviting us to join. It was super fun.
He coordinated a lot
And
of cool
I was the
stuff.
queen of darts. I played darts.
played a lot of darts,
Me and
yeah.
Marshall won a lot. We won. And we had a good time. And so, yeah, the best part of all of it was just getting to see our friends.
Yeah,
that
spend a good time with them. See once a year, maybe.
we see once a year. They live so far from Chicago, Nebraska,
Mhm.
Ohio, New York, Florida,
Literally everywhere.
Pennsylvania, you know.
Lasers in Boston.
Yeah, Boston.
Yeah.
So it's just really, it's so crazy how this little game has
Yeah, a little game about cars hitting a soccer ball. Who'd have
straight
thought?
up. all
And it
these
never
people
changes. Same thing all the
Same
time,
thing.
every day. And yeah,
Yeah.
all these people, we all just like become family around it. It's pretty cool.
And then Sunday was
Sunday,
Championship
championship day, the most packed
It was
on
packed.
Sundays because it's the finale. It's
Yeah.
huge. This year was different though. There weren't as many games on
Right.
Sunday.
It ended, or it seemed like it ended so early.
Yeah, because 2 years ago at Worlds,
It
it
was
ended
only
at like 8
Friday,
p.m.
Saturday, Sunday.
8:30. I don't remember.
It was late. I think
2
it
years
also
ago.
had to do with like the way that the bracket was.
They probably had
before.
more teams too.
Probably. They probably
But
had more
this
teams.
year there was only 5 series instead of 7 or 8.
Something like that. I don't know.
And so it ended earlier, but it was a lot of fun, and we were cheering on the USA team to the end, even though they didn't pull it off. But everybody was there, and it was the last day with a lot of friends, so it was pretty cool.
And then that night, we were invited to Musty's after party. Went
Yep.
to Musty's after party. Kicked some booty at Mario Kart.
Wore-
Sorry.
Wore Musty's big old chain.
And his sunglasses.
If you go to his TikTok, you'll probably see the video, and it's really fast, but you'll see us in there wearing his big Musty chain.
Yep. Sorry,
That
Drewski
was
and
fun.
apparently Kat for kicking your butt at Mario Kart. Let me
You're
know.
lucky it wasn't Rocket League. They would have whooped us.
Oh, don't worry. Drewski came in my stream not long after that.
Yeah.
I whooped my butt.
Yeah, he's crazy with it.
He is crazy with it. And then we drove home and we cried because everybody had to go home.
And I had to work the next morning.
No!
That's how it goes. We're hoping that next year and in the future, well, hopefully they come back to Texas, but we're hoping that with the addition of more teams, they'll add more live event days so everybody can come in and make it longer. That'll just make it, make it last.
Yeah.
Longer, make it
It'll
more
be
fun.
more fun, more hype. More games, more hype.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So,
One of these days I want to go to one of those for Apex.
yeah, that would be
That would
cool.
be so
like other
fun.
games.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what was going on, but I'd still be hyped.
I would.
I'd still be hyped.
I watch ALGS and BLGS all the time, so
Yeah.
I would like it.
I've been wanting to get back into Apex. I want to try it again.
It is hard. Since they nerfed aim assist,
Yeah.
it's hard. But
I need aim assist. Aim is
me
really
too.
bad.
I'm one of those old men that works all day and then tries to chill out and play a game, and
You can't.
I just get poo-pooed on. But that was RLCS, and we had a blast, and we can't wait for the next LAN event. It's going to be a lot of fun. But it's crazy, we're talking about the connections that we make, and some of them were made just from us literally walking up and being like, hey, here's who we are, and
Yeah.
we love you, and we watch your stuff, and we just want to be friends. And then it would lead to like, hey, let's go get lunch, or, we get invites to certain things. Like, just, I don't know, we found that being a friend leads
so many
to
people that we
connections.
didn't even mention, like Athena
Yeah. Yep.
and Mel.
Rizzo and Papa Rizzo.
Papa Rizzo,
there,
100%. I mean, all those people.
All great
but they,
people. Great people. Miss Macho. Just
yeah,
all
Tenacity.
incredible people.
I mean, literally everybody.
It's just because we kind of put ourselves out there and we try to be good humans and be a resource to them. Yeah. Connect with them as much as we can. And it leads to stuff like this, where we get to be in the VIP booth and invited to parties and just to hang out with buddies.
I'm probably one of the smallest streamers in there. Like, in that booth, I'm probably the most unknown of tiniest streamers in there. But no one treated me as such.
No one knows who I am. They don't see me.
Yeah.
Like, at all. No one knows, but they still just come up and talk with me. And it's because we're all just good people, and we learned how to network and how to make those connections. And so you never know what it'll lead to in life, just smiling and looking up from your device and talking to somebody. Yeah. Like, it's awesome.
And don't ever burn a bridge with anybody, because you don't know. That person, may like blow up. You know what I mean? Like, they may be the biggest streamer in the whole world tomorrow. You don't know. So you should never cross anybody. Always love everyone that you come across, especially, within the community of gamers that you love. Like, I love Rocket League. Therefore, I love all Rocket League players, and they're just so fun, really. I haven't met anybody that I didn't love.
Yeah. And we joke about there being tea and whatever, but really we found the best thing is to just stay out of any of that. Just, if you just be a listening ear but not a contributor, you can be friends with everyone. Yeah. And life goes on, and you get the best result when you don't buy into that kind of stuff and just enjoy the event and enjoy making friends.
And the same thing goes for online. Like, it's just not worth it.
It'll be gone in 2 days.
It'll be gone in 2 days. It's just not worth getting into.
But the connections and the networking and the friendships that you make will not be gone for the rest of your life. So why not pour more of your effort and your time and your attention into stuff like that, those positive things that are beneficial, that will last you the rest of your life, instead of things that are going to last a week.
Exactly. And so that's why oftentimes, like, we would leave a party early, because we wanted to do, like, the most important thing that we could do was hang out with my community of friends, and spend time with them, than be at some stupid party that we, love those people there. But, I had friends travel from, so far.
Everybody getting on planes and everything.
To come and see us and spend time with us and our other friends too. You don't know whose life you're going to change by being a presence, or even just having that one conversation. And I actually had, someone tell me, Dale, you changed my life, just by being able to go on your streams, and I look up to you, and you're and I idolize you. That is insane to hear.
Yeah, but even it doesn't even have to get that intense. I mean, just being a good person and a good friend like that. Exactly. You never know. You don't know. Of your friends has a rough time and they have nowhere to go. You could be that one person that makes a difference. And I can tell you from my time in the military, you have no idea how much of a difference that is. I've lost too many good friends because they didn't have anywhere to go. And so being a good friend like that and relying on that connection gives them an avenue to just deal with life. I mean, we don't have to say it. Life's already terrible, and there's too many things in the world trying to tear us apart as it is daily. And so fighting against that and finding something that grows those connections and grows those friendships gives that new friend of yours somewhere to go when life's too tough, or when they have things to celebrate. And then when something hits you, now you've got a good friend. And that's exactly what happens. That's exactly
And
how it works.
that's exactly what I want my stream to be.
Yeah, that's what we're doing this for.
Place for people to come in, and no matter what they're going on, no matter what's going on in their life that day, they can come in and just vibe and have fun and forget whatever,
smile, laugh about something,
whatever they were doing. And my community, they know that my DMs are always open. That if they ever need anybody to talk to, they can talk to me. I've even had people in my community reach out to him. Maybe they don't want my input, but they want, Gilbert's input.
Yeah.
And you've had Discord calls with people. And this has been even when I was a small streamer with like 6 to 8 viewers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many viewers you're getting on your stream
or how much money you make.
Or how much money you're making. Or even if you're affiliate. Even if you're making money at all. Period. You don't know.
But that's not just streaming. That's life. Like, so what? Your doctor friend makes 6 figures and you don't. Like, we're all humans. We all need friends and we all need connections. Doesn't matter what you're making or what you have or the car you drive or any of that. It just matters that when crap hits the fan, do you got somebody to go to? I mean, that's what we're trying to do.
You might be the only person telling them that they're worth something that day.
Yeah.
You might be the only person smiling at them that day. And it might be through a screen, but it translates. Yeah. A smile translates across the world. It's important to just always be genuine with everybody that you come into contact with online or in real life.
And it'll be rewarded.
It will.
It will be rewarded. I mean, we went from just buying tickets and watching the event 2 years ago to hanging out with the biggest creators. Not that we deserved it by any means. We don't. We just made some friends. That was it.
Made friends, and
we just played a game we loved and made some friends.
And tried to have a positive influence on this community.
Yeah.
That's it. I do viewer games a lot. I want to include everybody. I want everybody to have a good time. Yeah. I enjoy that. And I think that's why people enjoy my stream, Yep. And it's always been from day one. I started streaming because I was lonely and I had no friends. It's always been about making as many friends as possible.
Yeah, and so many people have been those friends for us. It's been great.
Yeah, it's been great.
It's been awesome.
So, as we close...
Do we end it with a question?
Let's end with a question.
Do you have
one? I need my phone, please. Oh. Okay. So, you guys have been submitting questions. And thank you so much for submitting those questions.
Keep them coming.
Through either Twitter, you can tweet me at Dale_Duo, or if you want it to be anonymous, you can just send me a DM. Or I have a channel in my Discord called DaleDuo XP Questions. So you can definitely do it there. So let me find my question. I took a screenshot. All right. Here is the first question. Shout out Egg Brizo. Is that Egbert in disguise? Egbert, are you in disguise? No.
Egbert.
This is...
Parry the Egbert.
Egg Brizo says, how important is being friends first in the relationship?
That is a good question.
Good question. What do you think? How important is it?
I would say that the friendship is more important than the relationship. And I say that because
that's so good.
Almost all of my girlfriends I had prior to Christina were girlfriends first and then friends, which is wrong. And that's why they didn't work.
Yeah.
This one was a best friend first and then became something more. Now, there's 2 reasons that that's the right route. 1, this woman is my wife forever, and that will never change. But she's also my best friend forever, and that will never change. I got a twofer. 2, if you're not that lucky and that person isn't your forever spouse, that's okay, because you can still be friends. People don't realize that breakups don't always have to be gross and disgusting, that you can still have a good friend for the rest of your life. The friendships always, always, always first, and always, always, always more important. Also, if it never becomes a relationship, you still win. You got a new friend. Like that's okay. That's how you practice, and that's how you figure out what you want in a duo for life, is by making friends and growing those connections, learning more about people.
I absolutely agree. And oh my gosh, almost made me tear up a little bit. That was so sweet.
It's just facts, not logic.
So sweet, but I totally agree. I think, It's extremely important. If marriage is your end goal, if you want to be married, or even if you're looking for a relationship, you want to be happy, that is not possible unless you're friends.
Yeah.
You have to be friends and close. If I didn't love hanging out with Gilbert all the time, like 24/7, I feel like that would probably put a huge problem in our relationship, you know?
I think it's so important that I think it's so important that if I were in the dating scene and a lady approached me seeking a relationship of any type before becoming friends, it would immediately turn me away.
Right.
It would immediately, and if they weren't open to becoming best friends first, then it wouldn't be a relationship I'd want to pursue at all. Right. That's a clear sign to me. This ain't it, because you gotta learn about people first, and you gotta establish. It's like a baseline for. You can only build up from friendship, right?
And you can't love someone you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be friends. You have to know each other. You know, like I can't just look at that guy down the street and say I'm gonna love him. All I can. You know, like what am I loving? Who am I? Not maybe physical appearance, but like physical appearance. If that's all you're looking for in a spouse, woo, you have got some thinking to do.
Yeah. Friendship's key. It's more important than the relationship itself. You got to establish that first, and then you can get on to the
and invest in it.
I'm all about shooting your shot.
Yeah, well, that's true.
It's fine to walk up and go, "Hey, I think you're very beautiful, and I'd love to go out for coffee sometime."
Get to know.
Totally fine. Yeah. That doesn't mean you're dating.
Right.
But that's a good way to say, look, from the outside, I show interest, but I want to know who you are first. Like becoming friends first.
Yeah, and you invest in that friendship by spending time together. Ask a lot of questions. I feel like guys...
Being intentional.
Men, oftentimes when they go on a first date, they get super nervous, and so all they talk about is themselves. You need to be asking the person you're on a date with about them, because you're like, it's kind of like an interview. You're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. Are we compatible? So invest in your friendship. Friendship's very important. So yeah, great question.
It's a good starter.
Fantastic question.
I can't wait to get to the rest of them in future episodes.
And we have some more questions I'm hanging on to.
We're stockpiling them, so keep them coming.
I know next episode's question is really, really good, so I may need to allot some more time to that specific question, because it's a good one. But yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching.
Number 2 down.
I think every time we do it, we're going to get better at this.
Yeah, we're practicing. We're learning as we go. So if you have, some more questions, some suggestions for us for topics, things you want us to discuss, maybe gaming related, maybe relationship, maybe just about adulthood. Life. Yeah.
About having a job. We both have full-time jobs.
I work in finance, so what you got? We'll
business.
Figure it out.
Come on. Yeah, let us know. Comments. You can DM me. You can tweet me. All those things. Mainly, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when we upload our next video. Bye, everybody.